Shalom, this is Ashar by Instrala, Alliance Den Camp. Look at it here in Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, I would like to all praise and glory to the Father and the Son, in the proper true Hebrew tongue. Call Halayam La, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Awashai, Ba'ashim Ha, Wukak, Wadashma Maf. Also, double honors to the elders of the Apostle GMS. Double honors to our apostle down here in the Alliance Den Camp, a hard one by Shirala. Peace and blessings to 1/3, and salutations to the for elect. It's gonna be a lesson going in on the basically two-thirds of our people, and you can put Esau in there and heathens, but they know what's coming. The heathens gonna do heatheny, and Esau just gonna try to push his plan forward. With ultimately what these elites want. The Rockefellers and these Rothschilds, they want they want their NWO to move forward, meaning their depopulation, their carbon tracking. They want this place to be desolate. This what this place is going to turn into. It's going to be these Edomites running this world under a new world order and ultimately a satanic order. Causing death and destruction even more so to this earth. This what these devils were like made to do, and they're doing it very good. But that's why we have to pray for Yahweh Bashim Shai to come back. We gotta go on the highways and byways, street corners for the men of the Lord. Go on main places of concourse, the main streets of concourse, and tell the people about the destruction of this place, so we can work it the elect, so we can get out of this place and get salvation. All right, because the Lord, what you call it, the devil know that he has but a short time, so he's coming down with great wrath. You see everything is moving quickly. You see how everything is moving. He's doing that. He's making sure he's trying to he's trying like a little baby. He's trying to he's literally doing a temper tantrum. But we only seen the mild symptoms. He hasn't exploded. He hasn't like went full outrage. But we're in the beginning of that time. We're in the beginning of World War III. All right, we're in the beginning of Jacob's trouble. So it's coming soon. Economical collapse, a new monetary digital currency, and of course, last but not least, them 200 million ICBMs. But that's gonna be that has to happen to us in the new kingdom of Yasharallah, man, Jerusalem. So everything that's going on, it has to happen, and the Lord is doing it ultimately. All right. So this is 2 Peter chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, I can start at verse 1. It says that the second epistle, behold, I now write unto you in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. All right, we got to be in remembrance of Yahweh Bashim Shai. What has Yahweh Shai done for us? What has Yahweh done for us? He allowed us to be here through His Son. Him sacrificing the spotless lamb for our people, for our people to be here. All right. Verse 2 says that you may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. Two-thirds of our people, these Christian churches, these two-third camps, they're not doing the proper way. You see, I know everybody be seeing the dude Tazariak everywhere right now. If you're on a platform with millions of people, if you're on a platform with millions of YouTubers, the best thing to say is Esau is the devil, the Caucasian race, America, Babylon can be destroyed, man. But you just got him playing around and calling a possible Jake a Hamite, doing stuff like that, or he exposed a little bit. But when you're on the mainstream unicorn, everyone's seeing you. You supposed to tell other people what need to be told. But two-thirds only care about what? They only care about the lust of their flesh. They only cares about they only care about man pleasing. They only care about the wrong stuff. You're supposed to be caring about salvation. If you truly care about salvation, you'll be doing how the Lord commanded us to do. All right. It says, for and saying, where's the promise of his coming? This is the topic of the lesson. For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. So this is what they're saying. Where's the promise of his coming? Where's the promise of Yahweh Shai? How is he? Where is he at, man? It says, for this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of Yahweh the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. The flood, man. All right. The Lord opened up the firmaments and flooded the whole earth. And there's still a remnant of water in the atmosphere right now. That's being the rainbow, the covenant that the Lord will never destroy this place by water again. But guess what He will do? Verse 7 says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. All right. So it said, but be beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. So our people are saying to themselves, we have waited patiently for you, Lord. We did all this and did that. I did this, I did that. No, that's not how it works. The Lord is long suffering, but He's not slack concerning His promise. He is coming. But if you're an actual man of the Lord or a woman of the Lord, child of the Lord, you're gonna know when it's time. It's not time yet. So our people are saying where the promise was coming. You see the beginning of World War III. We're in the beginning of it. You see the beginning of Jacob trouble. Once again, we're in the beginning of it. We're not in full effect right now. All right. So, but it's still stuff that's going on across the four corners of the earth. But nonetheless, it's not time, but it will. The time is soon to come. It's soon to come. So that all work with patience. Let patience have a perfect work, because this is the time where the true worshipers, worshiping spirit and in truth. So the ones that actually love Yahweh, the true name of the Father, which means He exists. Wah, meaning and Yahweh Shai, being the Son, with the word even calls Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai meaning He delivers. So knowing that those people, the Most High, Yahweh sending His Son Yahweh Shai to come to this place with a sword. By the way, Matthew 10:34. They not come with to send peace on this earth, but I come with a sword. So I have to paraphrase it. So that's what the Lord's coming to do. That's what He's sending His Son to do. He's coming to do the will of the Father once again, to give salvation to His true believers, and of course to give judgment to the ones that did not believe. That were saying, where's the promise of His coming? He's not coming. He's not coming. No. That's not how it works. That's exactly what these Christian churches believe. They I don't know if they believe. They might just tell themselves a lie so much that they, start to believe it. But they think the Bible already happened. The whole Bible is already done with. Not knowing that, Revelation 1, Revelation 8 and 9, that's going into World War I, World War II. It says two woes have passed, a third war coming quickly. It's not been a third world war. You of course you had like Vietnam or the Cold War, but those were like battles of land and stuff. Like arms racing and stuff like that. It wasn't a full Armageddon. It wasn't a world war. You can have a war through Vietnam and in America, or Russia in America, but it can be a battle more so. It's not being a true world war. World war, that's when multiple countries come into effect. But nonetheless, the Lord is coming. He's not coming ain't no telling. But what you should do with your time is not talk against the Lord. You should talk for the Lord, because He can come at any time. He can come as a thief in the night. All right. This is Matthew chapter 24. Actually, I can get. I'm gonna get 42. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 42. It says, "Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in And what watched the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore, be you also ready, for in such hour as you think not the Son of Man, the Son of Man cometh. So the Lord, He's coming as a thief in the night. As soon as you have a little bit of doubt in your mind, two-thirds of our people, He's never coming. And as soon as the people that even put their hand on the plow but and took it off, a dog turned to their own vomit. Even them, the Lord is not coming. Yeah, they're saying that in their mind. They have to actually think that, to where it becomes true in their mind. As soon as that happened, the Lord coming back full effect. Be ready to crack it. You said what? The Lord's gonna come back full effect. All right, says 45. Who then is faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season. So it is ultimately the job of the men of the Lord to give our people this milk and honey, these words, the milk, the meat, everything that you need to make it through these the end of times. This knowledge and wisdom, understanding of the scriptures, man. That's our responsibility as men of the Lord. It says, "Blessed is the servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing." All right, so the Lord should be finding his men of the Lord doing what He asked him to do 2,000 years ago. So you don't want to come on his the house should not have to come on this earth and see his supposed prophets, false prophets, that they call themselves true prophets of the Lord. Even saying true prophets of Yahweh, saying doing stupid stuff like IOIC, ISUPK, GOCC, doing all that type of stuff. And he see what you're doing. What do you think he's gonna do to you? He's not coming to meet Esau like a man. Two-thirds of people like a man, because guess what happened? Last time he did that, they rather put him in jail than, over a thief. All right, it says, verse 47, "Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods." All right. It says, and if the evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in that day when he looketh not for him, in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portions with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So that's what's going to happen. All right, the Lord is coming for his elect. Lord will impart that number, and when he sees his man giving out meat to everybody, giving out the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to everybody that needs it, that needs salvation. All right, he's gonna appoint them to all his goods, man. Make them Lord, what the outside is gonna see a mirror within you. He's gonna see himself, within you. So he's gonna give you power, Lord. And once again, Lord want part of that number. That's what you're trying to receive. You're trying to receive salvation. One-third of our people need that right now. Men, the believing men, women, children. Of course, the elect, we need that. I'm gonna slack you. And Lord will impart that elect. I ain't gonna say that. Hopefully, the hopeful elect. There is just like how these unbelievers are. They lie to themselves. But the truth is that the Lord is coming back. You should want to be part of the elect. You should want to be part of the Lord's foundation, the 1/3 or the elect. So to say to a man saying to himself with truth and sincerity, honestly, humility, I hope I want to elect. It's a possibility I can be. But it's ultimately hope and faith in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. We know He's coming back, so you got to hope. You got to hope in Him and faith, and have faith in Him. But there are people are not doing that. They're saying where's the promise of His coming? He's not coming. But the scripture says as soon as that happens, as soon as the people, as soon as what does it say? As soon as the evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord, the labor is coming, the Lord shall, shall smite him. It will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. That's what's going to happen. Whew. Now this is Luke chapter 17, verse 20. It says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of Yahweh shall come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of Yahweh cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you. So these passages that that's saying, if you want to be saved and sanctified, it's already predestined to whom is going to be saved, man. For the elect in 1/3, if you have the mindset of Yahweh Bashim Ashai and you follow his laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, you're getting the right knowledge and information. All right, you're gonna know that hope and faith that you're believing on the Lord with is the same that's gonna save you, because that love that you have towards Yahweh Bashim Ashai is gonna save you. That's the hope and faith, man. Ultimately, so it says for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you. It's within the people that actually believe with truth and sincerity. There should the worship Yahweh Shai and be there with truth and worshiping truth and spirit. So it's highly prayer. I'm kind of botching a little bit, but that's the truth though. It said verse 22, and he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and ye shall not see it. That's what the hasty, the one that do too hasty, they want to see it right now, but that's not how the Lord works. We want that, we need it, we want it, but guess what? If it's not coming, that means you don't need it that much. We do, because the Lord can come at any second, any moment. So you just gotta be faithful though, truly faithful. Faithful is not believing is one thing, but you gotta be faithful and you gotta have hope. Because believing in the Lord is coming, because some people know for a fact he's coming, but they can't wait, and they gonna take the bad. They gonna take they're gonna take all the stuff in the world, and they can't wait. I would say that's like for the ones that return to their own vomit, who just came into the truth, and they left. It would have been better for them to not know about the truth. They left because they couldn't wait. The flame went out. That's why it's important to keep your flame, steady, and constant. Always, reading and praying, be around the right people. It says in verse 23, and they shall say to you, see here and see see here or see there, go after them. No, go not. Sorry, see here or see there, go not after them, nor follow them. For as the lightning that lighteneth out of the one part under heaven shineth unto the other part under heaven, so shall also the Son of Man be in his day, and come as lightning like that. He's gonna strike. For 2/3 is gonna be a judgment. For 1/3 is gonna be salvation. So you should I don't want to believe in him to the very end. So it says verse 25, but first must he suffer many things and be rejected of the generation. 2,000 years ago and even now, there are people crucified back then. People still crucifying the Lord afresh, But it says verse 26, and as in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They that did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage unto the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. All right. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So, this is what is happening. This is what is happening right now, man. The Son of Man is being revealed through the measurements of the earth, man. You see how everything is going, man. I'm on news break right now. I think Iran just reversed their straits, and then they fired on them. I get it, I ain't gonna get that, but That's why I saw it on news. But this is the beginning of Armor God 1. This is the beginning of World War Three. The beginning of what the um, elite's trying to do with the NWO. So thinking that there's nothing gonna happen for 2/3 of people that believe in God, that supposedly believe in God, they're saying to themselves, where's the promise of His coming? Those are the ones that's gonna have to feel this wrath. That's gonna feel the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Shai. That is not doing the correct thing. They're saying to themselves, ultimately that's being misled or is misleading people. That's saying, low there, low here, see there, see there. Nah, that's not how it works. The Lord is not going. It's not coming with observation. You can't just see when He's coming. You gonna have to feel it. The earth is gonna feel it. The earth is gonna tremble. The earth is gonna tremble at the sight of Yahweh Shai. Everyone is, man, because he's coming to do the will of His Father. He's coming with power. This Revelation chapter 1. I started verse. Well, I started verse 1. It says, the revelation of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. All right. And he sent and signified it by his angels unto his servants, John the Revelator, who bear record of the words of Yahweh and of the testimonies of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and of all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, that they hear the words of prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So, that means that the laws, statutes, and commandments, keep those to the best of your ability. You can't do it perfectly like IOIC wants you to do, but you can't do it to the best of your ability. Why not? If those are the rules set up in the scriptures for us to follow, knowing that we are saved, we're saved by grace. But we're ultimately saved by Yahweh Shai. As grace is a time period for us to get right and to get our people right. And whoever don't get it, can't get it. But Yahweh Shai is coming back to ultimately save us and to give his truthful and his servants salvation. All right. So man, it said, "Blessed is he that readeth." So if people supposedly pastors and preachers or whatever, ministers and bishops, they read scriptures 5 times, 4 times maybe, and they don't get the understanding of it at all. It says like right here, keep those things which are written therein, for the time of the hand. They get a hold on doctrine. They think everything already passed. Nah, man, this is coming. It says, John to the 7 churches which are in Asia, grace be unto you and peace from him which. Well, I just go down. Verse 5. And from Yahushua Mashiach, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead and the prince of the kings of the earth, to him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood, being a sacrifice, and hath made us kings and priests unto Yahweh and his Father. Unto God and his Father. To him be glory in dominion forever and ever. Amen. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. Amen. So this is what Yahweh Shai is coming back to do. He's coming back to do the will of his Father, Yahweh, and he's coming with clouds. He's coming with angels. By the way, what people call UFOs, unidentified flying objects. The Lord has those. I mean, that's what UFO means. UFOs is normally associated with aliens and whatnot. But truly, the men of the Lord, or the Lord's extraterrestrials. We're the princes, or ultimately the priests over the earth, the terrain. And our people are literally across the whole corners of the earth right now. The Lord coming with them clouds, unidentified flying objects, being the chariots of the Lord, something that cannot be captured. What Esau say he has captured the Area 51. Nah. The Lord ain't finna let that happen. What you call it? And that's what the Lord's coming with. He's coming with chariots, and every eye shall see him. And he's not gonna meet nobody as a man. And everyone that pierced him. That's two of the people, these heathens in Esau, that didn't believe he was coming back. And two years ago, they was totally against him. Now he's coming back to do his thing. He's going back to give for revenge and to avenge his people. All right, he's coming to do that for sure, for sure. So there's no where's the promise was coming? Ain't none of that. He's coming back. Because the kingdom of Yahweh is not with observation. You're going to see it. These are the times to see it. You're not going to be able to get out by the time, because the Lord is long suffering. He is not, but he's not slack concerning his promise. All right. But Lord willing, it's an edifying little lesson. And with that, I say shalom.